Hi, I'm Erluch, and I'm curious. People often talk about finding their real self as somewhere inside us, their final version waiting to be discovered, like the real you, the person you were always meant to be. But I think our consciousness, the harder it becomes to find anything that stays the same. When people talk about their identity, they usually mean their personality. But personality can change. And what interests me is the thing that seems to stay present while everything else changed. The things experienced this moment right now. Today, probably many people would call it just a product of our brain, the process called by billions of neurons exchanging information. But I don't really think the question disappears when we say it's just the brain. Because explaining how the brain works, it's not the same as explaining why there's an experience at all. And yes, my brain processes information, but somehow one of these processes comes with an inner experience. There is something it feels like to be me. And psychologer Demis Chalmers call it the hardest problem of our consciousness, not the problem how the brain works. The problem is just why any of feels like something from the inside. And when I think about it, the idea of real self starts to feel less envious. And the psychologist David Hume once wrote that whenever he looked inside himself, he never found a self. He found only thoughts, memories, feelings, and some experience. And honestly, yes, I understand what he meant. Because when I looked inward, I don't find a permanent identity. I found the same things, just thoughts, memories, emotions, and something about my past. But I never seemed to find the owner of the things, only the feelings and things themselves. It becomes even stranger when I think about the copies. Just imagine the perfect copy of your brain could be created, for example, tomorrow. It would have your memories, your personality, your identity, just everything about you. It would believe it is you. But you would still be here, experiencing this moment. From your perspective, nothing would transfer, but the copy would continue, and you will continue, which suggests that maybe identity is not just information. Maybe continuity of experience much more matters than probably we just think. And physicist Sabrina Hasselfelder often reminds us that humans really love to imagine themselves as more special than the laws of physical law. And I think that's a really important reminder. Maybe there's no hidden essence inside us, no permanent self waiting to be discovered. But reducing ourselves to information doesn't feel complete either, because information alone doesn't explain why this experience is happening from the particular point of view. Maybe the biggest mystery was never who am I. Maybe the biggest mystery is why there is someone here at all.